So Honda recalled close to 250,000 vehicles because the crankshaft was ground the wrong shape at the factory. Not 250 cars, not 2,500, 250,000. And NHTSA then opened an investigation into over 1.4 million more. This is the Honda we're talking about. The same brand people bought specifically because they did not want engine problems. And yet here we are. Before you buy that new Civic or CR-V, you need to hear this. Because the Honda engine under your hood today is a completely different animal from what your dad drove, and not in a good way. Drop a comment below right now. Do you still trust Honda's reliability the same way you used to? Or are you starting to have second thoughts? I genuinely want to know. Today we're talking about why your brand new Honda engine probably won't last 10 years. And I know that sounds crazy because Honda's reputation has basically been built on the idea that their engines just run forever. People joke about it. Oh, it's a Honda, just put oil in it. Right. But that old reputation was earned by completely different engines that don't exist anymore. Stick with me. Let's start with the engine sitting in the most Hondas on the road, the 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. You'll find it in the Civic, the CR-V, the Accord. This thing is everywhere. And Honda sold it hard, fuel-efficient, punchy, modern. Sounds great, right? Here's what they did not put in the brochure. This engine has a well-documented oil dilution problem where gasoline mixes directly into the engine oil. People were pulling the dipstick and watching the oil level go up because fuel was filling the crankcase. You can smell raw gas from the engine bay. That is not normal. Here's why. It runs direct injection and is designed to run cool and efficiently. But when you're doing short trips in cold weather, the engine never fully reaches operating temperature. The fuel sprayed directly into the cylinder sticks to the cylinder walls, slips past the piston rings, and goes straight into your oil. Now your oil is a gasoline cocktail that does a terrible job lubricating anything. Honda acknowledged this. They issued software updates and extended warranty coverage on 2016 to 2018 Civics and 2017 to 2018 CR-Vs. Then a class action was filed covering 2019 through 2023 CR-Vs, 2019 through 2022 Civics, and 2018 through 2022 Accords, all with that same 1.5-liter turbo. The lawsuit alleged Honda knew about the problem before the cars even hit the market. The fix Honda gave most people? Change your oil more often. That's it. For a new car. Now here's the thing about this oil dilution issue. Owners are finding out months or even years after they bought the car. They drive it off the lot, thinking they got a reliable Honda. A few months later, they start noticing rough idle, check engine lights, weird smells, and the dealership tells them, well, your oil is contaminated with gasoline on a car with 15,000 miles on it. And the worst part, a lot of these owners live in colder climates where short trips are just how life works. You drive the kids to school, you commute to work. The engine never gets hot enough. Honda essentially sold them a vehicle that cannot handle their actual daily driving pattern. If this is news to you, I cover a lot more here that your dealership will never tell you. Hit subscribe. Every video I put out is built around saving you money before you make a mistake you can't undo. Support me in reaching my goal of 10K subscribers. We're getting close. Hit that button and let's get there. So that's the 1.5 turbo. But that's just the beginning because there's a V6 problem that's way bigger and it's been going on way longer than most people realize. Stay with me. Honda's 3.5-liter V6, the J35Y6. You'll find it in the Pilot, Odyssey, Ridgeline, Passport, Acura TLX, and Acura MDX across various model years. In November 2023, Honda recalled 248,999 of them. During manufacturing, the equipment that grinds the crankshaft was set up with the wrong settings. The crank pins came out the wrong shape, slightly crowned or convex instead of smooth. That doesn't sound catastrophic until you understand what a crank pin does. That's where the connecting rods attach. Bearings sit right there and they need a thin film of oil to survive. Wrong surface shape means high friction zones, metal-on-metal contact, bearing seize, connecting rods fail, and the engine is done. Not damaged, done. It gets worse from there. NHTSA opened an investigation in November 2024 into over 1.4 million more of these V6 vehicles, because owners outside the original recall are experiencing the same failures. The plaintiff in the class action lawsuit filed in January 2026 is a woman from Ohio whose 2016 Pilot failed at 76,420 miles, quoted $11,874 for a replacement engine. Honda denied her request for help, and she paid $2,400 out of pocket for a rebuilt engine. And there is a documented case on car complaints of a 2019 Pilot needing a brand new engine at only 38,000 miles. 38,000 miles on a modern Honda V6. Think about what that means. You buy a $45,000 Pilot. You take care of it. Oil changes on time. And at 38,000 miles, the engine grenades itself because Honda ground the crankshaft wrong at the factory. You did nothing wrong. The car is barely broken in, and now you're looking at either a 5-figure repair bill or trading in a nearly new vehicle at a massive loss. That is financial devastation for families. And Honda initially denied warranty claims on some of these. They knew there was a manufacturing defect. They knew engines were failing. And their first instinct was to tell customers sorry, not covered. It took NHTSA getting involved before they started taking it seriously. But there is another J-Series problem that has been around even longer. Honda's VCM system, variable cylinder management, shuts off 3 cylinders under light loads. When those cylinders shut down, the pistons are still moving without combustion. Oil gets past the piston rings into the combustion chambers, fouls the spark plugs, causes misfires, and you burn oil fast. In 2013, Honda settled a class action over this covering 1.6 million vehicles, Accords from 2008 to 2012, Odysseys from 2008 to 2013, and Pilots from 2009 to 2013. They extended the warranty to 8 years and reimbursed piston ring replacements. And aftermarket companies built products specifically to disable VCM because people simply did not trust it. The VCM issue shows Honda prioritizing fuel economy numbers over reliability. They wanted better EPA ratings to compete with other brands, so they built this cylinder deactivation system that technically works but causes long-term damage. Owners started reporting excessive oil consumption around 60,000 to 80,000 miles, spark plugs fouling, misfires, all tied to VCM. And Honda's answer was the same: just deal with it. Band-aid solutions for a design flaw. But here's what really bothers me about all of this. Because Honda didn't just mess up one engine, they changed their entire philosophy. Let me show you. The old Honda engines that built this brand, the B Series, D Series, the old F22A 2.2 liter and the early 90s Accord, were naturally aspirated, mechanically simple, easy to work on. People routinely got 300,000 kilometers and beyond with basic maintenance. That is the Honda everybody remembers. Government fuel economy and emission standards pushed Honda to squeeze more efficiency out of smaller engines. So instead of a naturally aspirated 2.4 liter, you get a turbocharged 1.5 liter doing the same job. On paper, the numbers look great. In the real world, that smaller engine is working harder, running hotter, and under higher pressure every day. The industry also shifted to thinner oils. OW20 is now standard across most Honda applications. Thinner oil improves fuel economy on paper, but leaves almost no margin for error when there is a manufacturing defect or a skipped oil change. The old engines tolerated imperfect conditions. These modern ones do not forgive you. Old Honda engines had timing belts or simple chains. Now there are turbochargers, direct injection, cylinder deactivation solenoids, and variable valve timing all bolted to the same engine. Every one of those is a potential failure point. And Honda is not alone here. Toyota recalled over 100,000 Tundras and Lexus GX and LX models because machining debris was left in the crankshaft bearings during production. The whole industry is chasing efficiency on paper while real-world durability quietly takes a back seat. Honda used to be different from all of that. That is the problem. Here's what changed. Back in the 90s, Honda built engines expecting people to keep the car 15 years or more. They over-engineered things. Today, the industry has shifted to a 10-year life cycle. They design engines to last just past warranty. When you combine that with pressure to hit fuel economy targets, you end up with engines that are efficient but fragile. So now the question is, what do you actually do if you own one of these? Because ignoring this could cost you $11,000. Here's your action plan. If you have the 1.5-liter turbo, change your oil more frequently than Honda recommends. Don't trust the oil life monitor blindly. Smell the oil on the dipstick. If it smells like gas, get it changed immediately. Take longer drives occasionally to bring the engine up to temperature and burn off that diluted fuel. These are workarounds for a design problem, not real solutions, but that is what you have got. And honestly, if you're in the market for one of these right now, consider waiting to see how the class action shakes out. If Honda offers a buyback or extended coverage, you want to be in on that. If you have a J-Series V6 in a Pilot, Odyssey, Ridgeline, Passport, Acura TLX, or MDX, run your VIN through Honda's Recall Lookup and NHTSA's website today. NHTSA is actively investigating over 1.4 million more of these vehicles because the original recall left a lot of people out. If your engine starts knocking or making abnormal noise, do not drive it. That is the first sign the bearings are going. And if you are shopping, if you can find a solid used car with one of the older naturally aspirated Honda engines, the pre-turbo 2.4, the older J-Series before VCM, those are more durable by design. The new stuff can still be okay, but it demands more from you as an owner than any Honda ever has before. You need to stay on top of maintenance and understand the limitations. One more thing, document everything. Keep every service record, every oil change receipt. If your engine fails and you need to fight for warranty coverage, that paper trail is your best defense. Alright guys, that is going to wrap it up. I know this is not what Honda fans want to hear. I am not here to bury Honda. I am just showing you what the recall documents, the lawsuits, and the NHTSA investigations are telling us. Because the dealership is not having this conversation with you. That is what this channel is for. If you got something out of this video, smash that like button. It helps more people find this content. And if you have not subscribed yet, now is the time. Support me in reaching my goal of 10K subscribers. Please note that affiliate links are still to be observed. See you in the next one.